it's Maritza from Killy's Island, and today I'm going to just give you a quick demonstration on the imop. Thank you very much for purchasing your imop. This is a training video for any staff who haven't been trained by myself or one of our team. So if you can make sure that anybody who uses the imop does have a little look at this video before they use it for the first time. So your imop is a scrubber dryer, and basically this is the 18-inch model. So you're coming to use it. What do you do the first time? So you come and get your batteries first of all, and this is your charger. And you can see on your charger that it'll show you what percentage your battery is. So that's on 100%. When your batteries are fully charged, you can switch your machine off and take the batteries out. To take the batteries out, you just press the little clips in there and then you just push it out. You've got one grey battery which goes into the grey side of the machine, okay? And to put your battery in, it just slides in there. And then you can just twist it around to the other side. You've got your blue, take your other battery off, and that clips in there. Just a note on the batteries, if your machine is not being used constantly, obviously we've had a lot of lockdowns and businesses being closed, please make sure that the batteries are charged at least once a week. That means then that they keep their charge in them. Otherwise, what can happen is if you didn't use your machine for a month, couple of months, the charge in the batteries would get so low that the charger would have difficulty picking up the charge for it, okay? So you've got your batteries in. Then on the bottom of the machine, you've got your two brushes. You can get pads for the machine, but this is how the machine comes. You've got your squeegee. All of that will have been cleaned from the previous use. And then what you need to do is fill your machine up, okay? So to take it off, I always hold it here and just use the palm of my hand there to pull it off. With the imop, the nice thing about it is the tanks are removable, not like the big box machines. So you can take it to your sink. You can either fill it with warm water, not too hot. If you're using a gun method where you've got a dilution chemical, you can just fill it in. But please never fill the machine while it's on there, because you don't want water being spilled, no matter how careful you are, and it will go over here where you've got circuit boards and things like that. So always take it off. So you can use just water in the machine. I've got Tosano in here, which is stabilised aqueous ozone. That means you use your own water and turn it into a powerful general purpose cleaner and sanitizer. Whatever you use in your machine, please make sure it's low foam. You don't want a high foam, something high foaming, because it'll go up through into the motors. So you put the top back on, and then that just presses in and clips down in there, okay? Whenever you fill the machine, please always make sure that your dirty water canister is empty, okay? This just pulls off. You've got a 4 litre capacity there, and you've got 8 litres here. So you unscrew the top, empty it out, and in this dirty water canister, you've got a filter with a little ball cock in it. And what that's for is to make sure that you don't pick up too much water, which in turn then would go down into the motors. So very important, every time you fill your machine, you empty it, and you just have a quick look at the filter, make sure there's no hairs, fluff, give it a clean, rinse under the tap, and then pop that back on, okay? When you finish with your machine at the end of the night, just leave the cap off, and that'll stop getting those odours that you get sometimes, like with your mop bucket. Just leave that off, and then when you come to use it, you need to put this on so that you've got your suction, okay? That cap needs to be on for the machine to suck up properly. So we've got our batteries in, we've got our clean water tank, this is empty, and then I just want to show you the top of the machine here, okay? So this dial, it's a little bit like a washing machine. On this side, you've got your water function. So this one here, you've got brush and vacuum. What that's for is if you had a spillage, you don't want any water going on the floor, and you can just suck up the spillage. For everyday use, you've got your brush, your water, and your vacuum, and that's the setting that you have on. So to get it onto that one, it's just 2 clicks there, okay? Everything on this side is, it's got no vacuum. So if you had a very dirty floor and you wanted to put your solution on and give it a really good brush in, you could use it on that side, but this is everyday use, okay? On the new machines, you've got a counter there to show you how many hours you've used. This here is for the batteries, so obviously it'll be full green when your batteries are fully charged, and it'll slowly go down. And this button here has two functions. One, if you had a floor that you only wanted to put a very small amount of water on, you just press that button and it'll reduce the water down by 30%. So that would be like a hardwood floor, something like that, okay? The other feature of this button is it's a reset button. So if you came on to use your machine and it wasn't doing what you wanted it to do, all you do is switch your machine off, take the batteries out, hold the reset button there for 30 seconds, switch it back on, put your batteries in, and that'll reset your machine, okay? So now we want to use it. We've got it on the dial there. We want to lower this down onto the floor. And you notice there I said lower. What we don't want, this bottom part is the scrubber dryer part, so there is some weight in there. You want to just lower that to the floor, not drop it, okay? You can hear your machine set in there. It's showing you that your batteries are good to go. So what we're going to do now is press the trigger and that'll start the machine. You can use the machine in two ways, okay? You can walk up and down with it, a little bit like a lawnmower, okay? Or it's got a very unique feature on it. Now what you can do is, it'll swivel back on itself. So if you have to clean inside a toilet cubicle or behind a counter or a very narrow area, you can clean in and just swivel it straight back out. Okay? So I'll just show you again. You clean it and swivel it straight back out. When you want to stop the machine, okay, what you don't do is you don't let go of this handle, because this is not going to part. So what you do is switch it off like that. Okay? Stop pressing the trigger. It just takes about 5 seconds for the motor to stop. And then what you do is you click it back like that, okay? So if you have a very smooth floor, the imop squeegees flat to the floor, so it'll leave it practically dry. The floor that I'm on here, like a tiled floor with grouting, the squeegee can't get right down into the grouting, so that will, you'll see a little bit more moisture just left, and it'll dry very quickly though in those areas as well, okay? So that's how you actually use the machine. Like anything, once you've used this a couple of times, cleaning your facility, you'll find that it's so manoeuvrable. Staff love using this machine because it does such a good job. It's very quick. And people like to use it, okay? So just to go over, I want to show you a couple of things that you do not do, okay? So number one, this is one of the only scrubber dryers that is very transportable. So if you do ever have to take it upstairs or put it into the back of the van or anything like that, what I recommend you do is take the tanks off the machine, okay? Because what you don't want to do is get any water from those tanks going down into the motor, okay? If that happens, it's not covered under your manufacturer's warranty, okay? So please make sure that if you're going to put this into a van, anything like that, you always remove the tanks. To make it lighter again, you can take the batteries off, okay? And then when you need to carry the machine, you can carry it like that, okay? The machine itself is 22 kg, and because of the design of this machine, that it's, you know, they've taken it away from the standard box one and they've put it onto the vertical one. You've got 22 kg of brush pressure pressing down, and this is the reason why you get such good results with this machine, okay? So always make sure when transporting it, no batteries and no water tank, okay? When you finish using the machine, you're going to empty your dirty water canister, okay? You're going to clean the filter there, and you're going to leave that open to air dry. There's a little deflector here, which also sometimes gets hair and things like that, so that can just pull out. You can give that a rinse underneath the tap, you can see there, okay? And then that just pushes in, okay? Another important thing is you don't use the imop or any scrubber dryer unless the area of floor that you're going to do has been pre-swept or pre-vacuumed, okay? So always make sure the floor is free of debris before you start. Then the next thing that you're going to do is remove your batteries, okay? And they'll get popped into the charger and they'll be ready then, so whenever the next person comes, the batteries are ready for use. Now, just on your batteries, when the batteries are fully charged, you'll get 60 to 70 minutes use out of them. And they will fast charge in the charger up to 80% in 1 hour. Okay, so and because the machine cleans such a big area so quickly, however, if you want to use your machine back to back for 8 hours on a shift, what a lot of clients will do is just buy an extra set of batteries, and then while your batteries are, one set is charging, the other set's on the machine. When you're storing your charger, please make sure if it's in your utility, into your sluice room, wherever you keep it, that it's not left on the floor, because you don't want any anyone spilling anything on it. So please keep this up off the floor when you're actually storing it. And then the last thing that you need to do is make sure the machine is nice and clean for the next person, especially in today's environment where we want to sanitize everything and make sure it's clean. So when you've finished, what you do is you just take the squeegee off, okay? And you can see on here, you get bits of grit and dirt and hairs, things like that. Take that under your tap, give it a rinse through here, and then you can just spray it with your sanitizer, okay? And then your actual two brushes, okay, the nice thing about the brushes on these, they counter-rotate, so that's why it cleans into your groutings so well. But when you finish using your machine for the day, just twist off your brushes, give them a rinse, remove any debris. Again, you can sanitize the bottom of this, which is something you can see the dirt and things that it picks up. You can never do this on the big box machines because you can't get underneath them, whereas that's why people like this machine. There's in so many doctors' surgeries, hospitals, dentists, places like that, because they want a machine that can be sanitized and cleaned, okay? And then that just pops on like so. Put your squeegee back on like that. And then your machine is good to go for the next time. So that's a little demonstration on how to use your machine effectively, how to look after it, and also make sure that it's ready, clean for the next person to use. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this. If you have any questions, anything at all, please contact us, and we're happy to help. Thank you.